there, scrappy friends, it's Melinda with you. Today I've decided that I'm going to participate in the March Craft Plus challenge. As you can see, I have done a little bit of pre-planning. Obviously I've got my craft cardstock here in the background. I'm going to scrap these two photos. One of myself from, I think, sometime in my early 20s. I think that was my 23rd or 24th birthday. And this, obviously, as you can see by the title, Best Jeans Ever, Slayat is all about the jeans. If you haven't been over to the Craft Plus challenge this month, it is a denim revolution. And these jeans were my absolute all-time favourite pair of jeans. And between pregnancies and between losing weight and gaining weight and getting to goal, these were one of the things that helped to keep me motivated on my journey to get back into them. By the time I hit goal, however, they are now way too big. They've had lots of repairs done on them. They've been very, very well loved over their 10 or 15 years that I have had them in my wardrobe. And I just decided that I was just going to cut them up and be done with it. I don't know how well you can see on the video, but there's some stars here and here and here. They're silver glitter. And then also on the back pocket, there is the star. Now I have completely cut out the back pocket. I do plan on putting some journaling in there. And I've cut out the denim stars as well from the pants. So I'm not 100% certain where I'm going to go with this from here. The thickers that I have used are from Maggie Holmes Bloom, and I've got a stack of papers underneath here that I'm going to use in my layers, but I think first I'm going to do a bit of mixed media in the background. So I'm going to pop you on fast forward and get to work. So here I go, I'm just pulling all my bits off, and I'm going to put them in pockets so they all stay together. And I'm just going to go in with some mixed media. First, I'm going to start with an old credit card and some gesso. I really wanted a bit of texture, and I didn't want to blend out the edges or anything, so I just whacked it on with the old credit card. And because it's such a thin layer, it dries super, super quick. You can see that there are some areas where it's thicker, some where it's thinner, but yeah, I just want a little bit of a barrier to apply a little bit of mixed media. What am I doing? So I'm popping that aside to dry, and I decided I was going to cut some scallops out of this paper, which I popped to the side, and by the time I finish cutting them, that gesso is dry. Pulled out a couple of my Colour Blast products. I'm using the colour sprays today in saffron and bubblegum, so a yellow and a pink, and the very awesome packaging technique. So I've just sprayed a couple of squirts onto some plastic packaging, and I'm smooshing away. Straight over the top of that gesso. As you saw, I had a pretty good idea of how I was going to lay everything out. And yeah, I knew I wanted the diagonal happening. So this colour is the bubblegum. Now the colour of the bubblegum it's very vibrant. I just added a little squirt of water to it just to make it not quite as vibrant. And then I actually ended up going back in with some of it not watered down, just to give a little bit of variation in the pink. Because there wasn't a lot there, it was really quick to dry. I decided I was going to do a little bit of stamping just for a bit of texture in the background. And I'm using a brand new stamp that I got from Scrap and Clearly, and some pink ink and some yellow ink. So I'm stamping pink on the pink and yellow on the yellow. I just wanted a little bit of texture in in those areas where I've done the packaging. You'll have to excuse me, I'm still recovering from this stupid cold. I let that dry naturally, and then I've come in with this stencil and my Colour Blast colour paste in steel. I wanted to pick up on the silver in the photos, so the silver glitter in the stars in my jeans. And I'm just randomly smooshing that through, again, just following that diagonal. Pretty sure I sped this up a fair bit for you as well. So again, that didn't take very long to dry, and then I decided some splatters. So I'm putting some of bubblegum splatters over the pink and some of the saffron over the yellow, and I left that dry. It was my bedtime, so I left it dry overnight, but it didn't need that long. This is the next morning. As you can see, I'm loving all the different texture and the colour variations and stuff. So it's time for me to start assembling all my layers. As I mentioned before, I already had a pretty good idea of how I was going to lay the page out. So it's just a matter of putting everything back. I wasn't really sure how I was going to stick this pocket down, and I tried the ATG, but apparently it doesn't like fabric very much. So I tried to stick it down with that, and it was really easy to move. So I went back in with my quick dry adhesive, or Scotch tacky glue I think it's called now. And I mean, it hasn't come off the page, so I'm guessing it works. I decided to attach all of those loose stars. Again, these have come straight from my pair of jeans. I decided to attach those loose stars with my tiny attacher. So I'm just going through and doing that. I decided I wanted to put a couple of paper layers behind my main photo. I decide that I'm going to tear this green, and I do save you the torture of watching that. Because I left a thin border, it was a bit of a pain, and it was quite torturous rewatching it. So I've just deleted that part of the footage. No one needs to see that. Now I'm gonna start assembling all of it together. I add a little bit of foam to my jeans photo so that it's on the same level as the pocket. And I am going to use that pocket for some journaling. Just sticking everything down. In the process of this process, I managed to give myself a blood blister on my thumb. You'll see here I'm using my tiny attacher open, and of course I ran out of staples, and when I went to change them I opened it up and then I went to close it and managed to catch my thumb in it. I've got a lovely blood blister on my thumb. Only me. So then I had I've never had so much difficulty trying to push the backs of staples down before, but that's okay. So I'm still just adhering everything down. I do end up using my T-square ruler to get the best and ever straight, but first I stick down the word jeans, which I cut on my Cameo. I'll just quickly read you my journaling. My beloved JJ's Star Jeans, how loved, and then in brackets, heck, still do you. My most fave pair of jeans ever. I purchased them sometime in early 2000s and lived in them for the best part of that decade. When I got fat, they hung on the back of my door, motivating me to get to goal. I was thrilled when I could wear them again and did at every chance. And then they were too big, like super saggy in their butt too big. I have held on to them, gathering dust, for 2 years, but now it is finally time to bid them farewell. You served me well, beloved Star Jeans, and now you are immortalized on a scrapbook page. So, yeah, I really did love those jeans, and it was quite strange cutting to them, but I'm glad I did it. I'm glad that this memory is now on a page, and you know, generations from now they might look at it and go, wow, this lady was crazy, but that's okay. I decided that I wanted a little bit of something at the top and the bottom of the layout, so I've used the same two papers that I've used behind the photo, the pink and the green, and I'm going to do a diagonal strip of the pink and then line the green up against the pink and rough the edges up. There you go. At this point I realised that I hadn't used those scallops that I cut out, and I do try them and I don't hate them, but I don't love them, and I feel like the page just didn't need the extra stuff on it, so I just didn't put them on. It's coming close to the end here. I do a tiny bit after the camera's off. I add the date. I actually add 2 dates. I add the date the photo was taken, which I discovered was 2005. I was 25 years old, and that was, I can't believe, 12 years ago. But anyway, moving right along. So I have stamped the date the photo of me was taken, and I've also stamped March 2017, just so that I have some sort of record of when the page was done. Here are the close-ups. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate all of the support that I've got. Oh, I made that tag to go into the pocket, and I just used that pink pattern paper and added some green and white twine. Please, if you have any questions, leave them below. Give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And again, thank you ever so much for all of your support. Have a fantastic scrappy day. See ya!